profit, muscle.
I'm cool.
Catch me with my commentary.
Having that relationship with Pac, and then what happened with Biggie. Rest in peace to both of them.
Great question.
How did you feel in that turmoil that they had?
I thought it was ridiculous. And that's what it was. It was two people into their feelings too much. You couldn't just say, hey, it's off.
Did you know that yourself at that moment, in your space that you were in?
I knew it was going to end really bad. I just knew that. I knew it wasn't going to end nice.
Right.
And it didn't.
Because you had a relationship with Big?
Yeah, I met Big one time, and he came to my house for a party. I had a party in my house. And he was...
You had tigers?
They were out in the back, yes.
Okay.
And to be clear,
he liked the house, but then he started talking to me, hey, do you know Chinaman? He told me you and him used to fly pigeons. And yeah, that's one of my oldest friends in the world. I knew him when I was 8 years old.
And Big knew your oldest friend in the world,
yes,
Chinaman, who flew
yes,
pigeons.
Yes.
Holy moly, guacamole.
Yes. He knew those guys I grew up with named Fame and all shit up the hill, Brooklyn. Yeah, he knew all those guys.
And also had a relationship with Suge Knight.
Yeah, I knew all those guys.
You knew them all.
Yeah, I knew them.
Suge Knight, Big, Puffy.
Yeah, and listen.
East Coast, West Coast. How the did Mike Tyson never get caught up in the East Coast, West Coast beef?
Or did you?
Because is everybody just scared of you? Is that the problem?
No one's scared of me. I treat people the way I want to be treated. Has nothing to do with fear.
Pac and Biggie died too young. That's why I created that word Kinga, so we stick together like righteous kings.
But as rappers, that was, as an East Coast rapper, New York, Queens, New York, that was probably the worst time of my life.
Really?
Going through the East Coast, West Coast thing because...
Which wasn't a real thing. Let's just put that out there.
It wasn't a real thing.
East Coast, West Coast was not a real thing. It was
actually
fabricated.
Identify and say that it wasn't a real thing. I couldn't say that because the two big dogs was Tupac and Biggie. And when Tupac and Biggie wasn't existing no more, it was hard to say that this beef that we are talking about doesn't exist.
It really was a blink in my eye, they're not here no more. What we talking about don't mean shit.
What? Real talk.
All day.
Real talk. Real talk.
We all have an expiration date.
Yes.
But we still live like we still act as if we live forever.
Right.
And that's just the way it is. Because I just don't think death is bad. You know, I did all the special animal and tree and plant medicine. I did all of them on the world. I did everything. The highest psychedelics in the world.
Ayahuasca?
You did ayahuasca?
The toad. Ayahuasca is not the highest.
You don't like ayahuasca?
It's
overrated?
Overrated, yeah.
Okay.
Let's shift a little bit.
Okay.
We're in Vegas, right? And
Yes.
I can't help to think about Pac while we're here. And I just want to talk about your relationship with Pac. Great stories. Let's just talk about positive stories with Pac.
Like, Dig, I'm gonna tell you about this guy, right? One day we had this, I don't know what happened. It was after party. It was just a big party for an event. And it was at, it's on Sunset, what is the Palladium? And I was talking to the security guard. Guy I knew all my life, so we're talking about something, about a business plan we were doing. And then this little kid comes up. I said, let this kid in. Remember we were young, we wanted to get in the club. This is a big time club. He'd never dream of clubs. I said, come on in, shorty.
This is in New York?
No, this is in California.
In California, okay.
Sunset, the Palladium.
Okay.
And he said, 1 minute. He went and came back with like 50 people.
Tupac?
No, this little kid.
Oh, the little kid.
And Tupac was one of those guys, so we went to let them in the back. And some kind of way, they even got on the stage, took the mic, they started rapping, and I met Tupac. 6 months later, I'm in prison.
Wait, 6 months later, you're in prison?
Yes. And I get a call from somebody, it's Tupac's mother, and he explains, she explained how she know me from her son, explained I let him in a club one night, and he wants to come and visit me. I said, great, okay. And then he came in to visit me, and once he came into they let him in, and he came to the visitor room. And those are all real...
Rikers Island?
No.
Ohio. West Coast.
Indiana.
Indiana.
Okay. These all hillbilly hick, mean mother Aryan guys. As soon as he came up, everybody started...
So they already knew who he was? They already knew who he was?
No. They respected him. They respected him. As soon as he came in the room, they started applauding.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, when I was locked up, I had such a onslaught of visitors. I had everybody. B.B. King, Whitney.
B.B. King?
Yeah, James Brown, Whitney Houston, Bobby. Yes, everybody came. Florence Henderson. Yes, I can't even name them all. There's just so many people came to visit me when I was away.
Ye is continuing what Pac was doing, exposing the truth. Remember, Pac said, I'm gonna spark somebody's mind to change the world. The reason I created the word Kinga, to replace it with that N-word. So we finally have a positive connotation in the community. And I'm talking about all people.
No sex, no drugs, no love, no party.
And I had a chance to know you. And since I had a chance to know you, I see what kind of good person you were. Boom, that was it.
The only man in the world who can do handstand push-ups with his fist on concrete.
Roger, tell these motherfuckers subscribe to the Prophet channel.
The